You've got 3 bonding points. How many bonding events do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 5, 6. 3 bonding points and 7 people to hang out with? Okay, so before we get into like bonding events and whatnot, let's see. There's supposedly something here for us. Berry tarts. Yep, there we go. Got the berry tart recipe. Alright, let's move on. One quick. Okay, didn't work. What I was trying to do, you will never know. Alright, let's go to the bookstore. Let's see what you got. Show me your wares. Issue 3. Intermediate chess, that's probably for Machias. The teaching primer. I could not tell you. Probably Miss Valentine? Horsemanship, that's probably useless. Well, let's find out. Teacher primer, intermediate chess. I think this book might be a bit too high level for me. I should ask Machias about this stuff. There we go! Got it! Link level 2. Alright, event. Let's see. Alright, napping, intermediate chess, a teaching primer. This book seems pretty handy. I should talk about it with Emma sometime. Ah, it's Emma's. Okay. Then finally... Imperial Horsemanship. This book has a lot of good information on horse riding. I should talk about it with Eustace if I get the chance. There we go. Everything is working out. So not really. Alright, to the library. Let's see. Over here. Sports. Did I read everything else? Alright, so I did. Alright, our next stop is... It's the furthest... There we go. The Academy front gate, because over here... Look who's back again! Hi, kitty. Here you go. She seems so happy. Maybe I'll bring her some more another time. Am I getting a tsundere cat? Is that what's going on? Alright, so let's see, we have Fee's over at the gardening shop. Laura is in the general store. Toa. Oh. Yeah, that's Toa. She's not in the Sun Union building. She's free. Let's see. Eustace is in the academy field. Elisa is in there. Well, not everyone has one, so let's stop by here and say hello to Emma, I guess. Since I don't have a bonding event to deal with, let's talk.
Dorothy, what is this exactly? The outline for our next work, of course. It's a pure love story focused on boys who've devoted themselves to sports, body, and soul. Don't worry, though. I'll let you join in on the fun, too. You'll be helping me out once I've got the rough draft written out. Her tastes are certainly broad.
Poor Emma. Alright, next up, let's go say hi to Gaius. He doesn't have a bonding event, so let's just talk to him. Our midterms gave me a chance to come up with a clearer image of what I want to paint. I'm not planning on submitting anything to contests or competition though, so for now I'll focus on painting for myself.
I had planned on cleaning the club room up a little bit now that I've finished grading exams. You can imagine my surprise when I came along to find everyone already here. Truly, nothing could make a teacher happier than to see students so dedicated to their work.
Aw. How'd you do?
Vivi decided it would be a good idea to compete for the highest exam scores. She claims she has a special punishment in store for whoever loses. So now, in addition to exam stress, I'm terrified about whatever she's planning.
Having spent the little time I have with her, I definitely would be concerned. Okay, so for the optional event, someone wanted me to meet them. Let's see, the secret admirer. Behind the storage building. Okay. Where's the storage building? There's the gymnasium, engineering, union. Ah, over there. Alright, boop. Pop into existence. Hello? Excuse me, your name is your name Vincent by any chance? Indeed it is. Standing before you is a nobleman overflowing with love and pathos. The one, the only Vincent Floral. I presume that you are the Cupid that I asked the student council to send me? He's quite a character. He really seems to like himself, but that's what I've grown to expect from Class 1. I'm no Cupid, but I am here on behalf of the student council, yes. Huh. Then you may still well serve my purposes. Allow me to congratulate you on making your way here. So, based on your request and my new nickname, I assume you want me to find someone for you? Yes, something along those lines. You have some time to spare. If so, I shall begin explaining the particulars of my request. Let's hear it. Please elaborate on your request. A fine answer indeed, although before we continue... Sarifa is currently nowhere to be seen. Now that I think about it, this is a kind of unusual meeting place. Are you hoping to keep this request quiet? Not exactly. I was merely hoping to avoid things getting meddled in. My father sent Sarifa to the academy to keep an eye on me. As you can imagine, her watchfulness can occasionally be rather constraining. Huh. Well, that is apart from the meat of the matter. To be blunt, I have received not one, not two, but 3 passionate love letters of late, and all from a single writer. Curiously, however, the writer in question signs with naught but a nom de plume. What I would request of you, my fine fellow, is to find out just which lovely lady is responsible for these. That's reasonable, but are you sure it's appropriate for me to try and find her? These are anonymous, after all. Do take a moment to think it over. The fact that she chose to use a pen name rather than remaining completely anonymous is proof of a pining, hopeful heart. In fact, I am absolutely certain that she wishes for me to find her. I suppose I'll have to trust your judgment on this one. What's more, she sent cookies along with her third letter. I would hardly be worthy of the floral name if I did not properly thank her, would I? Yeah, I don't think I could stop you at this point if I tried. Do you have any additional information that would help me pinpoint exactly who we're looking for? I do indeed. The first hint is that she's a first year. As a man well versed in the feelings of beautiful women, I was able to deduce this from the respectful tone of her letters. Additionally, the fact that she attached a pressed grand rose at the end of each letter may serve as a hint as well. A grand rose? If I remember correctly, those are the flowers you use when confessing your love to someone, right? Quite. Which brings us to why this is a hint. The only way to obtain a grand rose in Trista is to purchase it from the town florist. So if we ask the florist who's purchased one, precisely, we will be able to discover just which shy maiden has sent these letters to me. Would you take on this task for me then? As long as you don't mind me sticking to the plan we just discussed, I don't see why not. I am truly indebted to you. Based on her pseudonym and her use of a grand rose, I can only imagine Our Lady is a very model of grace. Now that you mention it, what was the name she used? Oh, it seems I neglected to mention that very important detail. She calls herself the Grand Maiden, a nickname taken from the daughter of a baron who married into the imperial family long ago. The emperor at the time was so smitten that he gave her countless numbers of grand roses, and so came the moniker. I see. Can't say I've heard the story before, but it is interesting. But there is no time to stand around thinking about it. I'll head over to the flower shop right away. Very well, I leave this matter in your clearly capable hands. Alright. So our first stop is... Is there one that's right at the gardening shop? Nope, but there's close enough. Let's go to the bookstore. That's the closest. Excuse me? Excuse me, would you mind if I asked you a question?
Not at all. Go ahead.
Reen explained the situation to Jane and asked about any first years who have recently purchased any grand roses.
It wouldn't be hard to find out if I looked at my records, but I'm not exactly sure I should disclose that information.
Understandably so. I don't intend to do anything with this information that they don't want me to, though. They asked me to keep their identity a secret, that's what I'll do.
I see. Well, if that's the case, I guess I can help you out. Just remember, though, it's your job to give the mystery sender your support and nothing more.
I'll wish her the best of luck. This request is getting pretty complicated at this point.
Right, I count 3 first years who've made a grand rose purchase recently. In class order, first is Beryl from class 3. Then there's Vivi from class 4 and Rosine from class 5.
I see. Thank you very much for your help. The fact that she mentioned Vivi has me worried. I hope she's not trying the same trick on someone else right now.
Not at all. Good luck.
Okay. What's nearby? Oh. Alright. Wait, what? Excuse me, you're Rosine from class 5, aren't you?
That's correct. Why do you ask?
I have a quick, kind of personal question for you. Reen explained the situation to Rosine and asked if it was her who sent the letters to Vincent.
Oh no, that certainly wasn't me. I did buy a grand rose, but it was for the purpose of decorating the church.
Oh, I see. Sorry to ask such an embarrassing question then.
It's fine.
Alright. She's out. So we have a sister going to school. Alright. Let's see. Alright. Next up. Student Union. Alright, let's go on upstairs. Let's see. Imperial Fishing Club. Call research. You're Beryl from class 3, right?
I certainly am. What do you want from me?
Actually, there was something I wanted to ask you. Reen told Beryl about his investigation and asked if she was the one who sent Vincent the letters.
Do I seem like the kind of girl who'd be interested in romance? I needed to purchase the grand rose to use in a ritual, that's all.
I see. That answers my question. But now I'm wondering what that ritual she mentioned is all about. Well, that's all I wanted to ask. Sorry to disturb you.
Sometimes it's good to be disturbed. Good day to you.
Alright, and now finally... over by the gym. Of course, it would be Vivi. She better not be trying to pull a prank on her sister.
What's up, Reen? Were you so taken with my feminine charms that you couldn't stand another moment away from me?
There's something I'd like to ask you.
Reen explained the situation to Vivi and asked if she was the one who sent Vincent the letters. Well now, that is pretty interesting.
I'm glad to take that as a no.
Yeah, I wish it was me, but I'm having too much fun teasing Lindy to set my sights on any boys right now.
Of course you are. You did buy a grand rose, though. Don't tell me you tricked another poor, unsuspecting soul into helping you torment her.
Pretty much. But can you blame me? She falls for it every single time. I can't help myself.
You're a monster. Poor Linda. I can't imagine what she has to deal with a sister like this. I saw 3 girls the florist told me about, but none of them seemed to have sent the letters. Oh, so it wasn't Vivi. You know, am I wrong for kind of coming to that conclusion, knowing how Vivi has acted before? I guess the trail's gone cold. Okay. I should report back to Vincent for now. Alright. Let us go talk to him. Sorry, man. Tell me, did your investigation prove successful? Wait, don't tell me. Have you brought our mystery woman here? Oh, be still my beating heart. Yeah, about that. Wasn't able to find her in the end. You cannot be serious. Did you ask the florist as we discussed? I did, and I spoke to all 3 girls who purchased grand roses. None of their reasons for doing so had anything to do with you. I can go into detail if you'd like. It matters not. If they do not concern me, then they are simply not my concern. I'm sorry that I wasn't any help. But there is one thing I'm curious about. Where could a girl get a grand rose if she didn't go to the florist? There's no way to tell. Perhaps if the grand maiden is a noble, she could have had an alternate source, however. Who goes there? State your business.
The cookies I just baked ended up far more delicious than I ever could have imagined. So delicious that they could only be destined for the lips of my beloved, my elegant, dashing darling Vincent.
What could possess a person to approach... Sorry about that. Possess a person to approach another out of nowhere and say such befuddling things. Furthermore, I do not even have the foggiest idea of who you are.
Oh, but you do. What if I told you that I was the Grand Maiden all along?
No way.
I can hardly blame you for being speechless with joy. My real name is Margarita Dresden. The lovely grand roses I attached were grown by my family.
So that's how you got them. If you're part of Baron Dresden's family, then could it mean...
Oh, so you know the story. Your suspicions are indeed correct. I, Margarita Dresden, hail from the same family line as the lovely Grand Maiden herself.
It all adds up. Inconceivable. How could you, of all people, be related to the Grand Maiden?
When her beauty pales in comparison to your own? Look, darling, we're already completing each other's thoughts. And yours are oh so sweet.
What you said couldn't have been further from my actual thought.
Even when you're shy, you're still so wonderful. Seeing the surprise on your handsome face made waiting to reveal my name entirely worth it in the end. Now, my beautiful Vincent, it is time for you to reply to my love letters. Will you enter a relationship with me? You may choose one of the two replies. I would be delighted, or there would be no greater honor.
Sorry, how many options did you say you were giving him? This woman could hardly be more different than the demure maiden her letters made her out to be. My only answer for you is a resounding no. Now be gone and bother me no more.
So that's how it is. Oh, just when I think you couldn't be more adorable, to think you're the sort of man who hides his true feelings away.
I beg your pardon?
There's no need to fear. Please, have one of these special cookies I've prepared. One bite and you'll no longer feel the need to keep your innermost lodgings out of public view.
Don't tell me, you mixed something into your cookies?
Oh, but that is for me to know and you to find out.
Stay back, do not come any closer. You, don't just stand there. I need your aid if I'm to survive. I have no idea how to handle a situation like this either.
Don't worry, my darling. There may be a slightly bitter aftertaste, but it will be all worth it in the end. I've been looking for you, Master Vincent.
Sarifa?
Dare I ask what you are doing in a place like this?
Sarifa, I beg of you, please free me from this terrifying situation.
If I recall, you are my sweetheart's darling maid, are you not?
So this is Sarifa he mentioned.
As much as I hate to interrupt the situation at hand, I am afraid I must. Master Vincent, your presence at the upper-class dorm is required at once. A delivery of the utmost importance from Count Floral awaits you there.
I see. Then I have no choice. I must go at once.
But these cookies are a present from Master Vincent, are they not? In that case, may I ask you to leave them in my hands for now? I will make sure he enjoys every last one of them later. Well, if you insist.
Margarita begrudgingly handed over the bag of cookies to Sarifa.
It seems as though Master Vincent has roped you into this nonsense as well. Hopefully, this can dull some of the pain that this annoyance has surely caused you.
Prismatic cape. Thank you.
With that, I wish you all a good day. Let us go, Master Vincent.
Indeed. Alright, well, I better be going.
That may prove to be quite the obstacle. But no matter, there shall be plenty of opportunities to woo my darling from here on out. I believe it's time to get started on a new batch of cookies.
Well, today's been full of unique encounters, to say the least. At least that request is over and done with. Alright. 21. Well, now I have 2 required quests, so I guess I should be starting to think of who I want to spend my bonding points with. Let's see. We have 7 people. I kind of know who I want one of them to go to. Maybe 2. Alright, well, I guess when you see me next, I will be at the person of choice. Let us go. Let's see if Kruger is here. Yes, she is. Actually, real quick.
Take care while you're out, Master Reen. I shall be sure to prepare a tremendous feast for all of you while you're away.
I'll be looking forward to it. By the way, is what happened this morning pretty indicative of how things usually are between you and Elisa? At a glance, it seemed like you were arguing, but if you paid attention, you could tell that wasn't the case.
Precisely. We have been together for quite a while now. As such, it was a relief to see that she is very much the same as she always was.
Sharon seems to know how to handle any sort of situation. I can see why she has no trouble dealing with Elisa, at least.
Please come to me should you have any requests. I will do everything I can to accommodate your wishes, especially since you're so close a friend to Lady Elisa.
I'll keep that in mind. Okay, now I'll see you at whoever I decide to spend my time with. Okay, so I've made my first choice. We have not spent any time hanging out with the wonderful student council president, so why don't we just take this time to say hi? Where is she? Oh, is this the student council room? No, it's the conference room, so it may as well.
Nice work today, Reen. Are you looking forward to the midterm results announcement as much as I am?
Sounds strange to say, but I am. You're looking pretty busy for someone who just finished her midterms, though.
You bet. Now that the year's halfway through, we've got a lot to discuss. So much, in fact, that we even reserved this room just to discuss it. There's the Academy Festival. Someone wants to use the swimming pool next month. There's about a zillion other events.
Man, I guess it isn't easy being a student council member. I think you're the last person in the world who'd actually take this advice, but try not to overwork yourself.
I guess I'll consider it. Thanks, Reen.
She's as busy as ever. Maybe there's something I can do to help. Is there anything I can help you with? I've got some spare time and you seem swamped.
Really? That'd be great. It just so happens that our usual note taker is home nursing a cold today. Would you mind filling in for her?
No problem. If there's one thing I can do, it's write notes. Alright. And so it fell to Reen to jot down every idea, both helpful and harebrained, raised at the student council meeting. After a short parade of exchanged names, shaking hands, and slightly too long eye contact, he got down to business.
Well, that should cover everything on the agenda. Summer will be here before we know it, so I think the pool should be our highest priority.
Agreed. We'll get right on it.
We should decide who will be handling each task while we're at it.
Then allow me to take care of the arrangements regarding the pool. I'll get our documents sorted out and hand them over to the requisite instructors.
You mean it? Thanks. Let me know if anything comes up. Oh, speaking of which, do we have any updates on what we discussed last month?
Just a moment, please. Allow me to gather the necessary documents. She's so good at her job that even the upper class students are hanging on her every word. I guess she didn't just charm her way into office. Several similarly riveting discussions later, this council meeting drew to a close.
Thanks for all the help today, Reen. You really didn't need to stay and help me clean everything up, but I'm glad you did.
You're always doing so much for us. I'm just trying to return the favor. But you're really something, you know that? The meeting had a ton of stuff to sort out and plan, but you made it look easy. You're like a human student notebook.
Thanks. I think you might be exaggerating a bit, though. I couldn't get a thing done without the rest of the student council. Not a thing.
Really?
You probably saw it during the meeting. We were able to sort everything out because everyone brought their ideas and opinions to the table. I sit in my fancy chair and act out my role as president, but they're the ones doing all the heavy lifting.
I never would have thought of it that way.
If I'm being honest, I don't know if I'm really suited to being president. But if everyone believes I am, then there's no way I can let them down. Even if I can't meet all their expectations, I want to show them that I'm trying.
Wow, I guess that's the best anyone in your shoes could do. Still, Toa's at least got that much to guide her. Maybe if I knew what I wanted to do, if I had that kind of purpose, maybe I'd know what kind of man I want to be.
Reen? Boop.
President Toa stood on her tiptoes, straining with all her might to reach up and gently pinch Reen's cheeks. What are you doing?
Sorry, you just looked so stone-faced there for a second I couldn't help myself. Your first year, no need to get ahead of yourself. You got another full year to figure things out.
Wait, you're not psychic, are you?
I know how hard you've been working, Reen. I can see it as well as anyone, if not better. I don't know what has you so worried, but your answer will come in time. Just take things step by step.
I guess. No, you're right. Deep down, I know what she's saying is true. If I start getting desperate, I'm going to just paralyze myself with fear.
We still have a lot more stuff to clean up and put away. But once we're finished, I'll make us some tea.
That's one way to get me to hurry up. Thus, Reen and Toa finished their cleanup and sat down to enjoy a lovely cup of tea together. And that is what it means to have a hidden value. Alright, that's one down, two to go. I've already had the idea of who I wanted to hang out with. So let's go hang out with... This is the wrong room. This is still the wrong room. It's down here, stupid. Everything alright, Elliot? Nothing relaxes me quite like cradling a violin in my hands. Especially since I never had much of a chance to play during our midterms. Yeah, most clubs put their regular meetings on hold while exams are going on. You seem pretty happy, though. It's that obvious, huh? I'm planning on pretty much spending the entire day just playing. After not playing for so long, I'm out of form, so I need to get back into it. I'm kind of interested in seeing him play. Would you mind if I listened in? Oh, be my guest. I need to get ready, though, so just hold on a bit. So, what'd you think? I'm impressed. I never would have guessed you'd taken a break for midterms if you hadn't told me. You mean it? Good to hear. Seems like you're really enjoying yourself when you play, too. I can practically hear your love for music in every note. Ah, cut it out. You're embarrassing me. Oh, by the way. I've been wondering about this for a while, but you're a musician yourself, aren't you, Reen? Kind of. What tipped you off? It was just a feeling I had. I can't really explain it, but it's like I can tell if someone has even the slightest bit of musical experience. The slightest bit is right. I used to play the lute for a while back home. But that's a pretty impressive sense you have. You're really on another level when it comes to anything musical. I think you might be exaggerating just a little. Not at all. Most people wouldn't pick up on something like that. It shows the extent of your passion for music. That's something I respect. Passion isn't enough, though. Not in music. If I want to get better, I'm going to need better equipment. But given the compromise, I can't even ask for that. What compromise? It's nothing. Don't worry about it. Secrets. But it's nice to confirm that you do play an instrument, Reen. We should play together sometime. I've got a lot of rust to work off, but I'd like that. Great, I'm looking forward to it. Boom. Level 3. Auto tier and cover. Interesting. Kind of the big reason I wanted to hang out with Elliot was to see what level 3 would be. And now for the next one. Oh, hello, Reen. It's rare to see you here by yourself. What's up? I actually found myself rather interested in the store's wares, so I decided to browse for a while. I'm surprised at how enjoyable it's been. Should I join her? Mind if I join you? Feel free. Maybe this would be a good chance to have you tell me more about the things being sold here. Well, I don't know about all that much about them myself. Oh, it's Misi. They have a wide variety of items here on display, most of which I'm unfamiliar with. Which leads to a question I'd like to ask you, Reen. What sort of goods and accessories do girls my age tend to like? What? I ask because, well, I've noticed that there's a significant difference between myself and the other girls here. For example, I went shopping with Monica recently, only to find myself searching for equipment to keep my sword in shape. Meanwhile, Monica was fawning over cute accessories and the like. Doesn't this prove that I'm rather strange? Well, you're from a different class background for one thing. That's the difference between you already. But even amongst the other nobles, you are a little bit different. Just as I thought. But this is of no issue. If there's something I lack, then all I need to do is take the opportunity to learn. Now tell me, which of the items here would most likely grab a girl's attention? I mean, I'm not exactly an expert on the subject, but... Misi! Reen grabbed a cute mascot plush that was sitting on the shelf. How about this Misi plush? He's a pretty popular character over in Crossbell. Fascinating. He's certainly charming, to say the least. But how about this? Laura grabbed a strap with a blue-haired muscular man attached to it. This Dogi character has a rather gallant look to him, doesn't he? I'm 100% sure that most girls wouldn't have any interest in him. Oh, this is more challenging than I had expected.
Rean and Laura ended up looking at an assortment of products appealing to Laura's unique tastes. In the end, though, they ended up purchasing the Mishi plush. I couldn't be more grateful for your assistance, Rean. If it weren't for you, I never would have purchased something so nice.
Not a problem.
Still, my grasp on what other girls my age like remains tenuous. It seems I have a long and hard path ahead of me if I'm ever to truly know.
You know, you don't have to force yourself to be like anyone else. Because you aren't like everyone else. You are who you are, and that's exactly why we like you.
You've given me a lot to think about today. Let me thank you once again. I'd like for us to go shopping again if we ever have the time.
Sure, that'd be fun.
Alright, let's see what happens with this.
Level 3. Cover for both of them. Okay, Elliot's was unique in that case.
I feel kind of relieved, thanks in part to you. We should do this again if we get the chance.
Alright, so now I have Link level 3s. I've got cover. Sometimes defends partner from an attack, having damage. Alright, so I guess after this, now that my experiment has run its course, I should focus on characters who have really low Link scores. Perhaps that could be, but that would require a lot of experience, which would probably make me overleveled. Alright, so we've done that. Guess we gotta talk to other people. Yo, how you feeling about your first midterms? Well, I think I passed at the very least. How about you? Sitting slightly above average, I think. Would have gone better if I could have gotten my hands on a list of the test questions in advance, though. Damn, I should have seen if Old Man Mick was good for it. You know, I really doubt he'd have something like that for sale. Speaking of... Oh, so you already knew she wasn't in Trista. Nope. Real convincing there, Mick. Let's see what he's got. Red beast flesh, clear gelatin, and white beast flesh. Sure. Now, if what they're saying is right, go talk to him. Yeah, he has different items. So if you're looking for something specific, you can just keep walking in and out. Alright, so now... Hey, Fee. What's with the stern look, Fee?
Turns out I'll be growing some flowers for the club, but I need to go and get the tools.
I see, sounds tough. Kind of rare to see you this serious about something, though.
It happens sometimes.
Alright, so that's everyone over here. Let's go to the student union. Talk to Machias. Probably, oh well. It's whatever. There's always New Game Plus if I'm not happy with how things go here. And I already know about the New Game Plus, so yay. Wow, he looks like he's really into it. Ah, hello there, Reen. Sorry, I was caught up in my game there. No worries, sorry if I disturbed you. Is there a big chess game coming up or something? You seem way more focused than I'd expect for just a regular match. Indeed there is, and not just any match either. It's a match that'll determine the fate of this club. But I have every intention of completely dominating the upper class students. Go. I'm rooting for you, Machias. Now that you've calmed down a little. Alright, so let's see. What's left? There's Elisa. And there's Eustace.
So what's back here?
What club is this? Oh, the computer room. Huh? Isn't this classroom usually locked?
It is, but I checked it on a whim and it was open. The janitor must have forgotten to lock it after he was done.
I see. So what brings you here?
I got into an argument with Ferris earlier. She started asking me all these questions about my last name after she found out about Sharon.
And you ran off here?
How many times am I going to have to deal with this?
Sorry to hear that. Alright, next up is the Academy Field. Let's go see Eustace. Wow, your clothes are covered in dirt. I'll have to take your word for that. You're even more into this than I realized. It's just dirt, hardly an issue. It takes a good deal of effort to care for horses. I suppose it's only natural to end up like this. Suppose you're right.
He's warmed up to us.
Alright, so, well, that's all my my points. So, let's head off to the engineering building. Alright, I'm gonna make an additional save. Looks beautiful. As someone who's never ridden a motorcycle before and doesn't really have much interest in it. Alright. Hey there, George. Hey, Angelica. Hey there, Reen. Thanks for stopping by.
Might I ask where Elisa and Laura are? Those two lovely flowers would do wonders in brightening up this dreary old building.
Let's not make Reen's life even harder than it already is.
Sorry, I probably shouldn't think out loud.
Still haven't talked to Angelica much, but she's definitely an interesting one. That aside, your request was for me to assist with testing out the orbital bike, wasn't it? So what will I be doing?
Oh, please, I could hear you making those vroom vroom noises before you even stepped through the door.
I was not, but wait, does that mean... Yeah, we want you to ride the orbital bike. Me? I can't deny that that's what I wanted this to be, but never expected it to actually happen. I'll give you all the juicy details when we're actually ready to test.
Before we start, however, we want to make sure you have the time. So how about it? You ready to ride?
Sure. Okay, let's ride.
Good answer.
First of all, let me tell you a little bit about the bike. Everything you see here is something that Angie asked me to build for her. Because of that, the bike's been fine-tuned to meet her specific needs. In a nutshell, it's all Angie. The engine, the brakes, even the handlebars. I see. As you might expect, she and the bike are practically symbiotic. When she's on it, she's a sight to behold. But because we've tuned it specifically to her, it's become a little too tough for anyone else to handle. Think of her as an unruly horse. There's no denying that she's a fine bike, but she doesn't play nice with strangers. Right. I'm really hoping I make it through this alive. Don't scare him now, Angie. Crow's ridden it just fine. But I suppose he's been working on this bike since we started, too. Compared to him, you're a complete beginner. Which is great. You'll have a more objective opinion after you ride. I guess it makes sense why you asked me then.
Feeling a little nervous, are we?
Let's head over to the highway. The highway? Aw man, are we off school grounds? Oh hey! Hey Toa, hey Crow. So what are Toa and Crow doing here?
Angie and George told us you'd be doing this, so I came along to show some support and take some time off work.
My reason isn't quite as sweet as little Toa's here. Like I said before, this bike's at least partially my baby. Think of me as an overprotective father, making sure you don't mess up and hurt my girl when you take her out. Thanks.
Crow, don't make him any more nervous.
Don't worry, Reen. Just ignore everything this guy says. I do, and it works, and it's worked great for me. We can rebuild the bike, so stay focused on keeping yourself safe. Right, thanks. Do you have much experience riding horses? Actually, yeah. You shouldn't have any trouble then. She's a whole different beast, but the basics of riding are the same. So, have fun. Thanks, Angelica. That helps. I won't let you down. Okay then, that should be just about everything you need to know. I think I get it now. The 3 things you want me to test are starting up the bike, shifting gears, and coming to a stop, correct? That's right. We want to see how you handle everything. Let me give you a few pointers. You might not really get them until you're on the bike proper, though. Hit me. First of all, you can't ride if you can't get moving, so let's talk about how to get started. Starting the engine's simple enough, but how smoothly you ride off will depend on how well you can operate the bike's clutch. Once you shift into first gear, open the throttle and then slowly, steadily release the clutch. Release the clutch slowly and steadily when I start moving. Okay, I'll try not to forget. Next up is switching gears. Before switching gears, make sure to pull in the clutch quickly and firmly. Once you shift gears, release the clutch slowly and steadily, just like when you start her up. I can do that. The last thing you need to worry about is stopping the bike, which you probably want to know how to do. When you want to slow down, release the throttle and apply the brakes with both wheels, front and back. You're going to want to give each one different amounts of pressure, though. Apply the brakes strongly to the front wheel and lightly to the back wheel. That should bring you to a smooth stop. Strongly to the front, lightly to the back. It's a lot to remember, but I think I can do this. That's the way. This is all about learning through experience and getting used to riding on the fly anyway. So what do you say? Ready to go? You bet. Oh, listen to this music. Right then, first is starting up the engine. Wow, this is pretty intense. It kind of reminds me of how I felt when I first rode a horse. Right, let's push those nerves to the side and get going. Okay, so I pull the clutch lever, shift to first gear, and twist the throttle. Now that I've done that, all I need to do is let go of the clutch and I'll be moving. Angelica told me how to do this. What exactly did she say again? Release the clutch slowly, steadily. Now we're talking. This is great. There he goes. Can't wait to see the look on his face when he gets back. He's gonna love it.
Hopefully.
Run on the open road. Wow, this feels amazing. I'm amazed at just how stable and smooth the ride is too, considering how heavy it is. I think I'm used to this speed now. Let's try switching gears. Right, first I need to roll off the throttle, then I need to pull in the clutch, change gears, then release it. Angelica told me I had to handle the clutch a specific way during all of this. What was it again? Pull in quickly, release quickly. Pull in quickly, release slowly, slowly, release slowly. Oh right, I need to pull in the clutch quickly and firmly, then change gears. And after that, I need to release the clutch slowly but steadily. There we go, perfect! Going this fast really does feel great. I get why Angelica loves this so much. Well, the fun's gotta come to an end eventually. It's probably about time to stop. Obviously, I need to hit the brakes, but how much pressure do I put on them? Strongly on both wheels, strongly on the front, lightly on the back, lightly on the front, strongly on the back. Pretty sure Angelica said strong on the front brakes and light on the rear brakes. I stopped almost exactly where I expected to, so I guess I did it right. This thing's incredible, though. It feels like I'm still riding along, even though I've come to a stop. But I guess I've got to snap out of it eventually. The others are waiting for me. Better head back now. Shouldn't you turn... Well, he probably already turned around.